Motherfuckers need lie. You one pound respect what you eating like. 1 pound respect what you eating right. 1 pound respect when you sleep at night. You'll see the light. Key to life. 1 pound respect what you eating like. 1 pound respect what you eating right. 1 pound respect. 1 pound respect. 1 pound
my whole plate bout it. We take.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the one and only Rebar Show. No. 1 second. Let's redo that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the motherfucking Rebar Show with your boy JP motherfucking Fingers. And we are live, but not live. No Wiseman again. Outsourced. And we are joined by a very, very, very special guest. I've been on his show. He's been on my show. We are joined by the Retrohale, a.k.a. Tyler Jeffrey. What is going on?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. How's life?
Good. I started playing Call of Duty again. It's been I haven't played since like right out of high school, so I can't believe how fucking advanced it's got now. And
No, it's, people make a living.
It's way. I feel like an old guy playing.
There's
I know.
people seriously make a living off this.
A guy walking. Nuts. We had a dude come in. He's big on Fortnite. He's got like 1 million subscribers on YouTube and Instagram. It's Ghost Ninja, I think. And kid's like 19 years old. He's like, yeah, I'm going down the pot. I'm gonna go gamble $1,000 and eat some cigars. And I sold him some Baca.
That's a wise choice.
Yeah, and then he gave me a $20 tip. He spent $50 on cigars. He's like, I'm gonna give you $20. You're cool. I'm like, all right, man. Okay, hey, sure, I'll buy some.
Being cool pays off.
Yeah.
All right, let's handle some business. The one and only Rebar is brought to you by United Cigars. My friends, you got to start living United. You got to start smoking United. You know what? Go to your local retailer. Wait a minute. You can't go to your local retailer because we're all on this social distancing thing and all this quarantining. So you know what? You hit up UnitedCigarGroup.com and there's a list of the online retailers that will get you United Cigars to your doorstep. Some of them even use the promo code Rebar. Try it. It's worth a shot. Live United, smoke United. All right. The one and only Rebar and Tyler may say some stupid stuff, right? You might get offended by it. You might not get offended by it. If you get offended by it, you know what? It does not reflect any of the sponsors of the show. If you get offended by it, just beat it. Take off, right? That's what makes this show. So suck it. I'm not changing for you. All right.
Suck a fat one.
Yeah, suck a big fat one that hangs to the right. All right. So let's talk, Tyler. Let's talk.
All right. I don't got anything to talk about, bro.
I really don't have that much either to talk about, but we could do this. What are you smoking? What are you drinking? And that's brought to you by Luxury Cigar Club. When you're looking for one of these monthly cigar subscriptions, don't waste your time with all these other jokers. Just go with the best, right? It says it in its name alone is Luxury Cigar Club, right? The best in the business to your doorstep every month, once a month, all year round. Set them up. They got 3 different tiers that you can join. Use promo code Rebar, Luxury Cigar Club. Bang! All right, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking it's Tat Tuesday, so we kind of both helped each other pick out some cigars. I'm smoking the Nuvetas Jabaro, the Robusto. It's a Corojo wrapper and then Nicaraguan. They do the double binder on all their cigars, and then Nicaraguan filler and double binder. And I like it because it's got that little shaggy foot kind of deal, like the Temperance, but a little bit more defined. And then my second one, I got the Surrogate Skullbreaker. I'm a big fan of the Surrogate line. I mean, they're priced really good, and they're...
And it is Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Yeah. And then I just want to say, these have been on back order for about a year because of the broadleaf shortage. So once they're gone, they're going to be gone again for at least 6 months, the Bone Crusher and the Skullbreaker.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Back in the day, so many people, even now, people overlook that cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They overlooked it. That thing is, the Bone Crusher, Skullbreaker, that's, like easy, and like I'm smoking that at least a couple times a month, both those cigars.
Yeah, I like the branding a lot on it. It's pretty cool. It's different. I like the name too.
That was actually my first box I ever bought in the United States.
Was the Skullbreaker?
Yeah,
Or
it was
which
the
one?
Skullbreaker at
Nice.
a Tatuaje event at. I'm gonna get ripped apart for this, but it was at Cigars International at a cigar fest.
Nice.
Believe it or not, back in the day, I went to a cigar fest, and it's actually a pretty fun time. But you end up with like, I think I got 100 cigars, and 5 of them were decent.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, half the other ones I've never even heard of before, like ever heard of them.
CI Legend and Cinco Vegas or Five Vegas
Oh
and
yeah.
La Perla and
Oh, the list goes on, man. I had to Google some of these cigars, and I'm like, if I have to Google it, I'm not smoking it. I'm
oh
not.
yeah.
It's just, yeah, they can't. All right, what am I smoking? What am I drinking? I'm smoking the Tatuaje Me Too, which is the Mexican Experiment, the second one, and I'm drinking blueberry sour with cacao nibs, which is easily one of my favorite craft beers, and it's local to me. So in the time that we're in, I had to support local, whether it's your cigars or support small business, and that's what I did. And I mean, look at the color of this thing. Look at that. Oh,
Look at the color on that.
ooh, what is that, like white freezy?
White cherry. Powerade.
It's deceiving.
59 cents.
That's a deal.
Yeah,
That's
bargain
a
at
deal.
it used to be 32 ounces. Now it's 28 ounces. So, motherfuckers always making the bottle smaller.
Any way they can squeeze a buck, right? Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to know, right? You guys have been on my show. You and Dom, the Cigar Noise Boys, have been on the Rebar show. I've been on Cigar Noise Boys. Dom's been on my show, man, a year ago.
Yeah.
How did you get started with the pot? How did you get started with Dom?
Dom. So I was at the IPCPR. It would have been the 2018 show, and we were at the. I was by myself. I was the only one for my shop, and I didn't know a lot of people. So I was hanging out at the Roma Craft party, and I was sitting by myself, and it was fucking super packed. And then Dom and his housemate, Francisco.
The quote housemate.
Well, he always says housemate. I'm like, dude, this ain't roommate. Like, I don't know. I don't get the housemate thing. I
Uh,
don't know who uses that terminology.
uh,
But
a housemate? Sorry. So growing up,
yeah.
I had this girlfriend, and her mom lived at her house. Her parents were divorced, and she had this lady that lived there that she called her Uncle Tony, or her Aunt Tony, Aunt Tony. I was young, not knowing much. 6 months later, it turns out that that's her mom's lover. And so to
There you
keep
go.
it a secret, this is just my mom's friend, my Aunt Tony.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So that's where I'm sort of thinking. I
Yeah.
mean,
So,
housemate. I don't know. I
well, he's always talking about his girlfriend. Always, it's nonstop. Um, but so yeah, so it was super packed, and I was sitting on a railing at the Palazzo deck thing they had rented, and hey, yeah, there was room. I said, hey, you can sit over here. So we got to talking, and it took me a minute to realize that I actually saw his Instagram, Cigar Analogies. So then we started hanging out like every night there, and then I've wanted to do a podcast for a while. I was a big fan of Stogie Geeks back in the day when it was Coop and Stogie Santa and Paul when they were all on there, and I just like talking about cigars and I figured Dom's a nerd. He's in California. Maybe he can figure out how to record this shit
Dom's a
and
nerd.
edit it. So
Silicon Dom.
yeah, so Silicon, yeah. So he was down for it, and then we were thinking of names. I really wanted to do Be So Horny, but he he passed on that, and then he's like, hey, I've been doing these reviews for Cigar Noise, and it's already got a built-in community, and he knows a lot of people from that app. It's like Cigar Dojo, so they got their own app, and
Yeah.
so we took the name, and then I don't know why he spelled boys BOIS, but hey, that's his call.
That's the
The logo
California.
came out pretty cool.
That's the Californian in Dom is the boys.
Yeah, because uh, yeah, well, it's funny because I pulled this like I don't like to hear my own voice. I think now a lot of people do. So I don't listen to a lot of podcasts that I'm on. I just check it out for a minute to hear how the audio is, and then I close it out. Like I don't even like if I'm in the room with somebody and they're watching my Instagram, I have to like leave or tell them to turn it down.
Yeah.
I just hate my voice. So um, I finally posted on Facebook that I was doing a podcast, and you check it out if you're super bored. And then everybody was dogging me about the name, and Skip Martin came on and posted a Urban Dictionary, a definition of boys, how we spell it, and it had to do with like lesbians. So ever since then, I'm like, oh man, why we spell it that way?
I
But
mean, if it's that
maybe in a few
way,
years, because
you're definitely giving it to Dom.
yeah, uh,
Hands down,
yeah. So
Dom's making the sandwich after that goes down.
dominatrix.
There you go, the
So
dominatrix. Yeah. I mean, it's having a podcast is sort of cool.
it is, but it's almost like well, it's easier now, but before, with our schedules, me being Midwest and him being California, and then I was working a lot at my full time job, and it was getting hard to schedule it. So we have to like we got one scheduled for tomorrow, and sometimes it's like, oh, you don't have time for it because you're working all this overtime. But now it's like something to look forward to. Like I've been doing a lot of the virtual herfs and stuff. Like
Yeah.
my buddy Mo from Patina did one with cigar no small batch cigars, and then Indiana Ortez, who I visited her factory down in Condega, she was on Saturday, so that's pretty fun.
That it's one of those things, right? So, Wiseman, when it's nice, he'll smoke at his place, but in the wintertime, he's got to come here to smoke a cigar. And my thing is, it's like, well, if you're coming here, we might as well do a show. We might
Yeah,
every time he's here, we usually just do a show and smoke, or we hang out for like 6-7 hours together, and then it's like 2-3 in the morning, and we're drunk, and we just smoke cigars all afternoon,
and
but it's
that's
one
the
of those
tough thing
things.
with me.
Oh,
The tough thing with me is my work schedule. Now, even now, it's like I work at 4 a.m. So it's like I try to do it early because I want to be in bed by like 8 o'clock.
yeah,
Because I gotta get up at 3 a.m. But starting in a week or 2 weeks, I start at 11 a.m. So it's more of a mid shift. But I can sleep in a little bit, but I can stay up and fucking play Call of Duty or
yeah.
do a easier to do a podcast that way. And
That's
then plus I'm in the process of I closed on my house April 15th, so I just canceled my internet, and then all this shit goes down, and it's like, well, now I wish I wouldn't have, because I'm never home, but now I'm
mhm.
home more. It's like, fuck, I wish I wouldn't have canceled it, but I'm moving in a month, so it's like I don't want to have them come back and install it and then have to move it again in a month. So
Yeah,
I've been hanging out at the shop playing Call of Duty, and I'm in the members lounge right now. It's where the lounge is closed because of the Corona thing, so it's a grab and go. But since I'm an employee, I can hang out here, I
that's
guess.
tight.
So I don't know.
That's a setup, man. That's a setup.
Yeah,
It's one of the
yeah.
hardest things thinking about is like not having a place to smoke, which is crazy. Because there's a bunch of people you see their pictures online, man. They're in the middle of winter, holding with their gloves on, smoking a fuck that.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Like
Because
it's
I have
dude, you got to be comfortable if you want to do something to relax yourself. How can you relax if you're cold?
no, and like I have some downtime at my full time job, but it's just too cold right now to go out there and smoke a cigar. I ended up smoking Monday at like I fired one up at 4 a.m. I smoked an Intemperance and then a Roma Craft knuckle dragger, Pro
Nice.
Magnon. But it was like 45 degrees at 4 a.m. So that was tolerable. But I usually just smoke in my car or at the lounge, and then but with the house I'm buying, I'm gonna have one room dedicated to smoking. So I'm gonna put like one of those air purifiers and close off the vents and shit like that.
That's
So,
dope, man. That's dope. What are you gonna call? You got to name it something. What would you name it?
oh man, I don't know yet. I got to think about that.
You got to call it like the champagne room or something.
Yeah, no sex in the champagne room. Yeah.
None.
None, absolutely none. So
That's cool, man. I mean, it's a big, like, you need to have a smoking area. If you're that serious about smoking cigars, it would be tough for me. Like, I always think about moving, like, you always see these like sweet condos with a dope balcony, and it's like,
yeah,
that's great, 8-9 months out of the year. But what about those 3 months? And I live in Canada, so there's no cigar lounges. Like, this is the cigar lounge.
yeah,
So it's like you live it up in the balcony for 8-9 months, but then the wintertime you're just like, well, this sucks.
yeah. Oh, and another thing. So it's a 3-bedroom. So it's just me. So what I'm gonna do is like if the cigar shop has an event, like I think we hopefully we have an event with Nick Melillo from Foundation next month. So I'm like, hey, you can stay with me, save $100 on a hotel room, and then like reps if they want to come, or reps who don't have their hotels paid for, they got a place to crash. And
Yeah, it's cool.
if you come to Milwaukee, or anyone I know comes to Milwaukee, there's always going to be a room open.
I need to come to Milwaukee to visit you, to visit the cigar shop you're at, and it's home of Miller.
Yeah,
I mean, that in itself, I think I could try to convince my wife to go to Milwaukee once this shit clears.
yeah. Or then we could always go to Chicago and do something. Chicago's only about 90 minutes away, like maybe, yeah, about 90 minutes. So it's from my house.
That ain't bad. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I think I need to go to Milwaukee. I mean, I need a high life straight from the Milwaukee brewery.
There you go. Are you gonna be at Roma Craft's party? They switched it to September now.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know when our borders are going to open up here, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I have no idea. I'd like to be. I easily could be, but right now, I mean, I'm in the government's hands, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if they're opening up flight travel like that, I'll be able to cross the border.
Yeah.
I'd like to be thinking, right? I mean, Roma Craft probably knows something we don't know, so.
Yeah, because they were supposed to have it in May, but they switched it. Luckily, they had a contingency plan or whatever with all the contracts, where something happens on that May date, you have to keep Labor Day weekend open too. So that was smart on them to think ahead like that.
Definitely. All right. I want to bring up something, but Evan's not here, so we can't do what's in Evan's mouth. What we can do is we can talk about personal hygiene and taking care of yourself. What I do to take care of myself is I use bearded buffalo oils in my beard. I use it on my skin. They got cream, balms, butters, oils. Use the best. If you want to look the best, you want to feel the best, my beard is just smooth as shit right now. And you know what? The flavors? Root beer.
Ooh, I like root beer.
Root beer. Seriously. Bearded buffalo oils. Hit them up. They carry my full swag line. You want your t-shirts, you want your hats, you want your sandals, you want anything with my logo on it, you hit up Bearded Buffalo Oil. BeardedBuffalo.com, promo code REBAR. Boom. All right. I mean, it's just personal hygiene. I mean, I shower once a day. I always shower after I shit. I don't know. I think it's normal. You know what's killing me right now, though? We can talk about personal hygiene. I was once every other week barbershop guy, right? Now, not being able to go to the barbershop and get my lines done, get my neck lined up, get my beard chiseled, this is fucking killing me right now. It's killing me. Yeah, Walmart's still open, so I could go pick up a nice razor set there, but you're going to see me with no beard if I do that.
I'm glad I can't grow anything. No beard for me.
Hey, there's no shaving then. That's good. That's a good thing. What's one thing you're most bummed on that's closed right now?
Fuck the cigar lounge. That's number one. I mean, it's stressful, man, with the because my full-time job, I work at the airport, and people aren't flying, so it's stressful thinking about what's going to happen with your job and everything, and all these other airlines are laying off people. But like just being at the shop, I mean, yeah, it's cool. I'm here by myself, but playing video games most of the time. But it's not this, I like hanging out with a group of guys. So I mean, number one, it's the fucking lounge being closed. It sucks.
Yeah, there's no atmosphere like a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Like I'm the sort of guy I'll go to a lounge, I'll sit there for like 5 to 8 hours a day, and just I end up
Yep.
socializing with everybody that comes in. You know what I mean? I'll sit there, I'll drink all day, smoke cigars all day, and I'll just shoot the shit with everybody that comes in. I'll just sit there and shoot the shit with.
Yeah.
And it's
no, go on.
it's just it's the people you meet. Like you're not going to meet any sometimes the strangest people than in a cigar lounge.
That's true.
That's that's something too that I'm bummed that's not open now. Like I'd give anything just to sit in a cigar lounge, just to be able to look at somebody else's cigars and not my own.
Yeah, I mean, like with the restaurants, I don't eat out a lot. I cook for myself a lot now, so it's like I'm not really missing restaurants or anything. But the cigar lounge, that's other than that, like everything's, if I needed something from Walmart or a grocery store, that's open. But
Yeah.
Just weird. It's like I drove past the movie theater and no cars in the parking lot. Like,
Yeah.
that's another thing. Like, all these movies are getting pushed back till next year, so next year is going to be fucking banging. And in sports, I mean, I used to be big into sports, and then I kind of got more into cigars, and since then I haven't been the same. But the Bucks are playing really well, and now we all know if there's even going to be a playoffs or what's going to happen, and if football gets delayed.
Yeah.
And XFL was picking up some steam too, and that shit got closed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think the more I got into cigars and smoking them, the more I sort of got into sports. Because I mean, if you're sitting down for 4 or 5 hours,
yeah,
it's always something on usually with sports. So I watched that this past weekend. I got bored and I was like, you know what? Basketball net. I went out, copped a basketball net, adjustable height, slam dunk rim.
Oh man,
dude! As soon as I got it, and honestly, I'm still sore from this. Putting it together.
Hey, at least you could figure out how to put it together. It'd still be in the box if I bought it.
Oh, I was out here with my wife, like getting frustrated as ever. What part number is that? Is that 21?
Throwing the wrench at her.
Seriously, yeah.
That's anytime me and my dad got to do something. It's always we end up coming to blows almost. Hey, you're getting close to the 40, man. Be careful. You want to tear your Achilles tendon out there.
Yeah. I just turned 35.
I'm just saying.
I'm still young. If that happens to me, I'm gonna tough it out and make it into work, and then pretend it happened there.
Oh man.
Not my problem. Not my problem.
Oh my God.
I mean, I like honestly, I was sore, legit sore yesterday, dude. I could feel it. Guys at work come up to the office and they're like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I'm like, "Dude, I bought a basketball net." They're like, "You're sore from playing basketball?" No, I'm sore from putting it together.
I think baseball is my favorite sport to play, but basketball is it's like baseball 1A, basketball 1B.
Mm-hmm.
I love shooting half court threes and jump hooks and turnaround fadeaways. Those are my go-to moves.
It's just fun. And you know what's actually golf right now is killing me the most, not being able to golf.
Golf is tough, man. That's a tough sport to play.
So I'm usually once a week at the driving range, and then in the same week I'll play 18 holes usually, and that's I love golf.
Oh shit! Let me get back to you. I'm doing a podcast. That's man. That's the owner of the shop. Sorry, Matt.
All right. You know what we got to do now? We got to do a little segment I like to call Shooters Gotta Shoot. So you are familiar with Shooters Gotta Shoot, right?
Yep.
All right. So now it's just Tyler. Just Tyler. No, nobody whispering in his ear. All right. So Shooters Gotta Shoot is I'm not going to ask you something. I'm going to say a statement, somebody's comment that's left on either a Sister of the Leafs page, a Porn Stars page, or a Craft Beer Girls page. They're all very similar. All right. Shooters Gotta Shoot is brought to you by Cigars and Guns. When you're looking for any of your Second Amendment apparel needs, you got to hit up Cigars and Guns. They do the best hats. They do the best glasses, patches, badges, stickers. And we can't forget those hats everybody wants. But you got to buy them. All right. Tyler, are you ready? I got 12.
Oh my lord! Hey, you forgot the puff puff pew pew.
Puff, puff, pew, 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 pew,
There
pew,
we go.
pew.
All right, we got it in.
All right. Question number 1. You know that's my favorite position.
That's definitely BOTL, and that's Juan Cancel.
You're right.
That's
You,
Juan, man.
you know whose
Protocol.
page you know whose page that's on too.
That's Kim's page. Yep.
Yep. All right. So we got one.
Fucking Juan, great guy.
Juan is shooters got to shoot.
He is definitely, dude. So he sent me a message, and I was super busy, so I didn't get back to him right away. And then he sent me another one. He's like, "Oh, so you're hanging out with Nick, uh, Nick Malillo, and Skip Martin. Now you're too big for me to answer you back." I'm like, "Give me a second, man. Let me get back to you real quick." I'm like, so hopefully he's not mad at me. I gotta tell him about this though. You gotta get him on the show, man. He's fucking awesome.
No, I talk with Juan almost regularly. I've known Juan forever. I used to, so back in the day we used to do like the virtual herfs, right?
Yeah.
We always do it like every Friday night, every Saturday night. That's all it was.
Fucking
And we would do prank phone calls. And so, a bunch of my New York buddies know everybody in the cigar game, so they would hand me numbers. I would call them from like a burner number.
yeah,
And
burner.
I go, Juan, this is me, Juan. And he's like, this is Juan. And I'm like, this is Juan too. And we just kept going back, and then protocol, bitch.
Protocol, dude.
All right, question number 2. Whoa.
One.
Oh my God. Amazing. Awesome. Wonderful. Beauty. Always perfect. Beautiful, my love.
Shit, that's a beer girl.
All right. Did I use these already?
No.
Okay, you're 2 for 2. We could have a record here.
No, hey.
Never get a reduction.
No, fuck.
Take old biddies.
Wait, was that part of the comment too, or no?
No,
Yeah,
that was
okay.
just that was
Okay,
me.
you added. That was you ad libbing and got it. I'm going BOTL or Sister of the Leaf. Sorry.
Craft beer. Oh,
that
2
was my
for 3.
that was my gut instinct.
All right.
Jinxed me.
What is your name and what is your telephone number?
My fucking gut. That's porn star.
No, that's actually Smokinis.
Oh, like somebody asked her phone number?
Yeah. I responded back to him and I was like 1-800-246-PERV.
What did he comment back?
No, he didn't.
He's like, I tried that. It went straight to voicemail.
Yeah, that's weird. Is that your voice?
Oh.
All right. You're 2 for 4 now. Okay, we've just been informed. You have officially leveled up from smoking to Vesuvian.
Oh my god. Sister of the Leaf.
Craft beer.
It was too obvious with the smoking. I'm like,
See, it was. So we're 2 for 5 now.
well, you jinxed me, motherfucker.
Keep the beautiful pictures of you coming. You are so sexy.
Okay, how do you spell coming though?
If you ask me, it's not proper.
Okay, that's porn star, man.
Sister of the Leaf.
Oh, you haven't picked one. See, now it's in my head because you haven't done a porn star yet. So now it's like I'm gonna keep guessing that.
2 for 6. Whoa. You are one sexy lady. Love you, Tony. So this guy said his name at the end. Love you, Tony.
Sincerely, Tony. Hey, Tony.
Tony.
Sister of the Leaf.
Craft beer. Do you offer custom videos? See, this why this comment can hit all 3 of these genres. Offer custom videos. Do you offer custom videos?
Beer chick.
Porn star.
Oh my god, 2 for 8. That's awful.
Oh, hello there, madam. Indeed, delicious.
That's porn star.
Sister of the League.
Oh my god, people are getting bold now.
Dude, you were on a roll. Like, well, I guess it was a 2 comment roll. But you started off hot. The self front wedgie. Weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex. That's just Sister of the Leaf.
Craft beer. With craft beer with the front wedgie. So, 2 weeks ago was St. Patty's Day. So, this comment is about 2 weeks old. Okay.
Great.
St. Patrick's Day, Irish. Oh, this makes my Blarney Stone hard.
Come on, porn star. It's got to be.
Craft beer.
Oh my god.
These guys are ruthless.
Man, that's like 11 wrong in a row. Or 8 wrong in a row.
You must be full from last night.
That's got to be porn star, bro.
Sister of the Leaf.
Someone's commenting. Oh my god.
A little hint. His first name starts with R-O and ends with K-Y.
I don't know.
Rocky.
Rocky Patel?
So this person went over to Rocky's house, and then that's a comment on her page.
Oh my lord.
All right, so you went
awesome.
two for 12.
That's not good.
That honestly might be one of the worst records.
I went 2 for 2 and then 0 for 10. That's even worse.
Boom. Yeah, I mean, no matter how we cut it, you did horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that is the beautiful game I like to call Shooters Gotta Shoot, and that was brought to you by Cigars and Guns. And Tyler went 2 for 12. 2 for 12. All right. You still got your cigar going?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a quick one puff?
Oh, man. Hey, look, when I do, I'm going to fire this one up in 5 minutes.
All right. That one, you owe me a one puff cigar review.
Great. On the spot, huh?
Well, I mean, I sort of need it. I sort of need it. All right. In your opinion, what is the best part about doing a podcast, and what is the worst part?
Best part is talking about cigars, man, and then making connections with people. I think is pretty cool. Worst part, I mean, is I think sometimes you might say something you regret saying. So that's the one part you kind of gotta be afraid of, because maybe somebody told you something, and
That's why you just have a disclaimer.
well, yeah, I mean, but more or less saying something about like I was down in Nicaragua and I was smoking some stuff that hasn't come out yet, and it's like slipping up on that, or
Oh yeah. Or Rocky Patel going over to a girl, or a girl coming over to Rocky Patel's house when we're supposed to be on quarantine.
Oh yeah.
Just like that.
That's it. Shooters gotta shoot, man.
Puff, puff, pew, pew. All right, I need to ask you a quick question. Your favorite person in the world, what cigar would you give him?
A Padron 80-year Maduro.
That's a great cigar. All right, your least favorite person in the world, what cigar would you give them?
Least favorite person in the world. What cigar would I would give them? A Asylum 8x60.
I've actually smoked one of those back in the day.
I've smoked the 7x70. I've never gone 8x80.
I've done 8x80. 8x80 is the biggest I've ever done. So back in the day, oh fuck, we're talking 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when I guess not really got into. I was into cigars, but it was back then. Well, it's this big and it's this price. It's got to be good. You know what I mean? People are crazy for not smoking this. Look at the size of it.
Yeah.
Then you're 3-4 hours in on the same cigar, and you're just like this.
Oh.
It smells like gasoline in here.
Yeah. There's a guy, the old shop I worked at. It's always smoked with Asylum 7x70s, and I'm thinking, like, dude, this guy's smart. That cigar cost him $10, and he's been smoking it for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I bought him 3 cigars for $10 each, and then I tried it, and like there was no smoke output, and I mean the 5x50s or whatever, the Robusto's not bad. The Ogre's a good cigar. It's just way too fucking big, man. Way
That's the
too big.
thing. Everything has a size limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was guilty of smoking those big old donkey dicks back in the day, man. I used to think they were the shit. I'd take pictures of it beside like a remote control and thought it was awesome. What am I doing? That's like a big dick.
Tatuaje makes a good. Well, it's not huge, but it's a 6.5x60. The Grand Kohonu.
That the original animal cracker 6x60.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
But I think that's a big thing too, right? It's who's doing it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So, Tyler, one puff review of the Skullbreaker by Surrogates, Connecticut Broadleaf, Nicaragua binder filler. Got my little Illusione, the Jeep. Everybody knows one puff. Everybody knows the rules. See, I'm not a big fan of torpedoes. Look, I cut a lot off.
Yeah.
I like a wide open draw. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit more. Not a lot of smoke output, but it's definitely got some strength. Yeah, the draw is a little tighter than I like. But this one I go 7.5.
7.5.
The draw usually the draw is better, so I go higher. But this one, the draw isn't not as good as I like it. I'm gonna cut it again.
You know what they say that cigar actually is? I don't know who's actually said it is, but rumor has it is a Jason.
I heard that too.
And I mean, I've heard that for years now, so I want to believe it, right?
I've only had the pudgy Jason and the skinny Jason. I've never had the full size one.
It's a fucking huge cigar.
Yeah, that's the thing with the. Did you see that they're coming out with a Kruger, like Robusto shaped like or it has like a wick on it?
No, and it's the Kruger was one of my all-time favorite monsters.
Dude, they're smoking really good right now. I have I have a dress box and two non-dress boxes. But yeah, Pete posted on his Instagram, and then I saw him. He gave me a tour of the factory, and they're coming in 10 count bundles, and they're called Monster Bomb Squad MBS Kruger MBS.
That's sick, man.
I'm fucking stoked. I'm gonna hopefully. I think you're making a lot of them. Have you tried the new black petite Cazador at 4x40?
No, I haven't. The black crack.
Mm-hmm.
So
dude, those are really good.
See, you were around too, where the original Tat Black, the Corona Gordas.
Never had that. Never had the original. Yeah.
Dude, those are the original black crack, man. Insane.
See, this is the thing about a one puff review is now the smoke output's a lot better.
All right. So let's do the one puff review starting now and go.
Oh, hey, I can't. I already gave it. It's already.
All right.
7. What did I say? 7.7,
7.5,
something.
7.5.
7.5. It's already locked in.
7.5 locked in until Has anybody ever DM'd you and you're like, seriously, like that's what you're giving? That's what you're giving my cigar? That's what you.
No, never. I mean, no one watches them anyways. But and the thing is, I smoke. Shit. I think I gave a Lars Teton a pretty low review, and then I gave a Romeo 1875 like a super like a 2 or a 3 because I cut just a little bit off with the perfect cut and it fucking unraveled and it just tasted like fucking smoking hot air.
Oh yeah,
And then
dude, that sounds like any non-Cuban Cuban named cigar.
yeah, and then I had the banker from the new banker from H. Upman and
Oh, AJ.
I gotta try it again. It was in some Nick Sagaman, whatever his thing is, commented about my like it tasted like a fucking basement, like
Yes,
like that smell. Yeah, the dank basement.
the dank basement, the dank.
Yeah, I gotta.
The fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like what the? That's weird. And the thing is, I don't taste like crazy shit, but that one is like okay, like for me, it's like you can taste obvious shit like pepper and spice, and I when people say earthiness, I kind of know what they're talking about, or
I was watching
leather. Yeah.
a cigar review the other day on IG Live, and this guy was talking about a Cuban cigar, and he's like, "Oh, definitely cedar." No shit. No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
The fucking
I
thing was
totally agree
wrapped
with
in a
that.
cedar spill. First off,
Do you put any like I did this with a couple of boxes. I have a box of Santa Muertes from Black Label Santa Muertes from 2017. I think I smoked one out of there, but I put some cedar in there. I took the cello off, put cedar, so I'm wondering how those are going to age. And I did that with the Wise Man Maduro Lancero from 2 years ago.
shit, I've never even
So
heard of doing that. I mean,
yeah,
dude, there's boxes in my humidor that I've never even taken the cellophane off the actual box.
hmm
Like I'm bad for that. Like I just grab it and like literally I throw it in the cooler or I throw it in the winador. And
yeah.
it's just, I mean, I monitor the temperature of it and the humidity, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's good, that's good, that's good. You
I
know
don't
what
even
I
do that,
actually like?
man.
You know what I actually like to use to monitor the humidity? Of course you do.
What?
I'm a Humismart guy, right? When it comes to taking care of your cigars, use Humismart. We at the one and only Rebar are big fans of the 69. 69 in Humismart, you can't go wrong. Don't be a dummy. Humismart.
There you go. See, like even with that, you don't even need a fucking hygrometer.
Yeah,
You're
it's
just
just
gonna
that
keep it
little
at
dot, change the
69.
color, done.
Bang,
That's it.
you're all set.
Yeah, set.
So I went through and rotated all my stuff, and then I took a picture of all my boxes, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's just way too much shit. And then I had all my singles in different spots, so I put them all in one humidor. So I'm working my way through singles. The thing is, I like when I come to the shop, I just go dig in the humidor, so I never end up
Yeah.
smoking my stash at home. So that's something I gotta be more mindful. But it's I like to see how stuff ages.
Oh, and I mean, it's as much as people tell you not to collect cigars, it's fun as hell collecting them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'll still have like, and some of this shit I like collecting regular, like the Laduina from My Father's Cigars, the Petit Lancero. I can't find them anywhere, but you know what? I got a box from 2015 in the humidor.
Nice. Yeah. I got a buddy, a good friend of mine. His Instagram is Tron and some numbers. He's my age, but so he collects like fucking everything. He collects it used to be movies, coins, cast iron skillets. And I'm like, dude, fuck all that shit. Collect cigars. And then so he sold some of his stuff, and now he collects cigars, but he smokes a lot too. But so like his big thing is he wants every box of Romacraft that Romacraft makes.
Oh,
So
see, that's when it becomes a very expensive habit.
yeah, I mean he's got a locker here, so he gets a nice discount. But like he came in last week, Friday, and bought 4 boxes of Cro-Magnon.
Damn.
Yeah, but and he actually bought 2 boxes of the Mandible Cro-Magnon, 4.5 by 60. So I think he's only missing the Black Irish, the Venus, and the Timeline of the Cro-Magnon. the timeline came in that was a 5-year anniversary. It
Yeah.
came in that big locker. So I actually got one of those. I said, hey, I'll trade you something for him. He's like, oh, I'll get back to you. So, I mean, it's a torpedo, and I hate torpedoes, so maybe I'll trade with him.
Torpedoes are either really great or not.
Mhm.
Like there's no middle where it's like, okay, it's bearable. It's either like, you're cutting the thing every 5 minutes, hacking her down.
Yeah.
And that's usually, what I'll try. Okay, I'll take a little bit. What do you think it's enough? And then it's like, fuck it. Just let me take a straight inch off this thing. And then it's like, all right, now it's not a torpedo and it's good.
Yeah. Well, then sometimes too, you're like, it's like the jaws, it's okay. And then you start smoking it. And then sometimes it'll open up. And then sometimes it's like, then you get to the end of it. You're like, well, let's see if it's just how it is. And you cut it one more time, it would have been fucking perfect. And you're like, you kind of struggle through the cigar.
Yeah.
And then you fucking cut it with 15 minutes left. You're like, I wish I would have done that an hour ago.
Yeah.
So it's always.
But if you did it an hour ago, it would have been done 30 minutes from now.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? The more air, the faster she burns. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a What's your ideal size? I'm a Lonsdale guy.
Probably Robusto, Robusto Toro. Like, I think my favorite size ever was the HBC Black Friday, the first year when they came in the 5-pack, and they were a black paper around them, and they came in like a milk carrying crate.
Yeah.
That was like a Lonsdale. That's perfect. But I smoke fast, so I don't fuck with Lanceros because I end up getting them too hot. And I think Robusto Toro. Like the other day, I smoked 2 double Coronas from Foundation, the Tabernacle, each one, and those smoke really good in that big ass size.
Yeah. See, I'm a fan of the smaller Tabernacle. I think it's almost the smallest size or second to smallest size. Man, that cigar, it's small for me, but every time I smoke it, it just hits me. Like it's just like, how is it the exact same every time?
Yeah. And I dig how it comes in the presentation of the box in Tabernacle. It comes like in a wheel with a ribbon around it.
Yeah. Dude,
It's like
beautiful.
I like the tatuajes, the ones that are unsettled and they come in that packing paper. I think it's especially if you let them age, they're aging like within themselves, and all the oils are staying. You take that wax paper off and it's brown and shit. That's why I love aging tatuaje, but a lot of them now come settled, which is better for a retailer, especially now with the coronavirus.
That's the thing, right? Now when you think of it now, and it's just like, dude, you have a cigar without cellophane, you grab it from a cigar shop, and it's something I try to never touch a cigar unless I'm going to buy it. But you see people all the time, they just grab it, they're smelling it in their hand, touching all over it, and then they set it back, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Dude, this guy wanted to fight me when I told him. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't even smell it. You smell it through the cello. He's like, what are you going to bust my balls? I'm like, I'm just saying, you smell plastic, bro.
What are you trying to smell? Like, are you looking for that new car smell? Like, you're not going to get it. Like, yeah, it kills me when people do. Just this is the small shit. Like, it's like, who showed you that?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. All right. I think we need a little. It's advice time of the show. We're gonna give a little advice now, Tyler. You're gonna give the advice. It could be on anything, life advice, anything, advice on anything. All right. Usually it's touching tips with JP and Evan. Now it's gonna be touching tips with JP and Tyler, and that is brought to you by Sir Louis Cigars. When you're looking to swing that big boutique hammer around of yours, there's only one place to go. You got to hit up Sir Louis Cigars. All right. What is some advice you would give to anybody, whether it's cigar related, anything, could be anything?
Put 10% away in your retirement, and then put 10% or 15% in your savings account for a situation like we got going on right now. Save.
It's crazy, right? You have people that are essential, and then the people that are essential that are thankful to be working, and then you have these people that are essential and they're almost complaining about working. And it's like, but if you weren't working, you'd be complaining that you're broke.
Yeah.
So like, it's not even being essential right now, right? Just be thankful you have a job.
Yeah.
Right? Because you go on Instagram and you see it all the time, right? a few people, oh, I'm essential. I'm essential. Well, really, if you were laid off right now, you'd be crying that you had no money. So,
Yeah,
pick your battle. What do you want to? What level of essential do you want to be? Do you want to be frontline essential, or do you want to be just doing your job essential?
it's weird too because it's like he's doing the social distancing, and then there's like 20 of us at work, and we're all like in the same break room. It's like I don't think that we should, guys. How about you go over there? I'll take this break room.
Yeah.
You sit in that office. It's it's kind of scary when you think about it.
It,
And it's like, yeah,
it is.
it's
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 scary, but at the same time, I guess the media is blowing it up way too much. So every day, more people are testing positive for this, right? The test essentially takes a week to get back. Some of these people that have tested positive are almost better from where they
yeah.
were. So you see this high number, and the numbers are sort of like the flu numbers. It's just the media is not blowing up what the flu is.
And dude, I don't want to do that test. Did you see how they do that test, man? They shove a Q-tip like into
Oh
your
yeah,
brain. It's like I'm
really?
like, okay, I don't want any. Even if I do have it, I don't want to get tested for it.
I would end up
Like,
honestly. I would probably gag if you shoved it that far up my nose.
yeah. This is what I'm afraid of in the world: kidney stones, root canals. Um, uh, that's probably it. Kidney stones and root canal are like two things I'm super fucking afraid of.
Kidney stones, definitely. I mean, root canal. Yeah, definitely. That's fucked up. What else too
Fuck that.
is when they stick a Q-tip in the end of your dick like that. I honestly, I would probably rather have kidney stones because at least it's going out
Oh.
and not in. Like it's an out. It's an out portal, not an in portal.
Just
Like,
think, man, we're gonna have to get our prostate checked in like 10, 15 years.
yeah, that honestly scares me too. Because I work with a bunch of older dudes and they're like, oh yeah, you got to take like 2 days off of work after. And it's just like, oh man, I don't think I could fucking do that.
Fuck that.
Yeah, like just
Yeah, fuck that.
imagine being the doctor. Like you're the doctor that just puts your finger up people's butts.
Hey, if you pay me enough,
Well, I mean they
20
make
bucks a thing.
disgusting money, these guys, right?
Yeah.
Like they
I had a
make
buddy who was a neuroradiologist, and one year he made $1.3 million.
damn. Like that's wild. Like what do you do with
Yeah.
that money?
He fucking saved it all, man. Because it's funny, like, so he made 1.3 million in a year, and he was living his house. He had a nice house. He paid 400 grand for it. He sold it a year ago for 700 grand. But it's like, think about it, like now, like let's say you make 100 grand a year, and you go out and buy a house. You're probably buying like a $300,000 house maybe or something. So you're buying something 3 times your annual income. He
Yeah.
bought something that was like 1/4 or 1/5 his 1/5 his income for a year. It's like dude had that thing paid off, like
Yeah,
probably paid cash for it.
essentially for his wage, he's moving into the ghetto.
Yeah, or a trailer park,
Yeah.
mobile home.
That's what so we bought here 10 years ago, 9, 10 years ago. We bought for 171 and I put down 40,000 down.
Nice.
Uh Now my house goes for like 390 to 420.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like just the way the market's just gone up now and it's fucked. And I'm just like, damn, I'm thankful. Like I wouldn't even probably pay $250,000 for my house.
Um, did you make any? Did you do a 30-year loan? Or how many
25.
years? 25.
I did 25, yeah.
Because I was looking at with my mortgage, if I pay an extra 400 a month, I can pay it off in 15 years. So I'm thinking about doing that.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. And you know how you renew every 5 years? So keep the payment the same.
Yeah,
So
my interest rate's really good.
I got a 25-year thing, but because I've kept it the same every year, I pay it off in 10 years now.
Nice.
So you end up basically doing like 17, 18 years on a 25-year mortgage, right?
And you put a shit ton of shit. You put more than 20% down.
Yeah, definitely. So it's yeah.
What's up?
That's some advice. We just gave some advice.
Hey, there you go. Hey,
That's life advice.
that's good. That's good stuff.
And you know what? Don't be scared to smoke those. So this is I got some advice. My advice now. Okay, my advice. Don't spend your money on these limited edition cigars. But if you do, buy enough of them so that you don't run out of them. There's nothing worse than getting one box of something limited edition. You know, you smoke it over a year, 2 years, and then it's gone, and you now want to buy it again, and now you're paying double or triple the price. Bite the bullet the first time.
Yeah. I bought 2 boxes of the Tatuaje Apocalypse or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then I bought 2 boxes of the Petite Cazador. So I've been smoking all the boxes. We bought 10 boxes of those.
Damn.
So I bought 20% of them. The shop did. So I've been smoking out of the open box there. But those I'm gonna let sit for 2 years, probably. But hopefully that's something he comes out with once in a while, because that size, it smokes really good in that fucking. And those come uncellared, so that's awesome. So those are gonna age really good together.
Mm-hmm.
But those are smoking fantastic right now.
I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna dig into the humidor and I gotta pull out something to have with my cup of coffee. I'm thinking I finally have a couple days to relax, sort some shit out. Let me pull something out and smoke it.
Do you smoke any Connecticut's ever?
Once a month.
Dude, I've been smoking more. I've been smoking more Connecticut's lately.
I'm just not. So 90% of Connecticut's to me are all the same.
Yeah.
There's like 10% of them that are actually different, and I almost wouldn't even want to consider them a Connecticut. But there's I do the La Giana from United Cigars, the Connecticut.
Oh yeah.
That one I can get behind. They also do the Maduro, and the Maduro is insanely strong.
Oh, I gotta try one.
And then they do. I also like to smoke Black Label, the Deliverance, in a Connecticut, which is it's insane for a Connecticut. Like it's honestly stupid. And then you have the Intemperance, which is a Connecticut.
Yeah. I feel like like when you start, like I feel like the more you smoke, the more your palate changes. So like when I first started, you start more like mild, medium, and then you kind of go to like. Then I was on full body for like 5 years. Like back then, like the CAO MX2 or anything like dark, and then the Camacho Triple Maduro. Now it's like Neanderthal, Mike Rita, Tabernacle, Southern Draw, Jacob Slatter. But so going to Connecticut's, like I've in the last year I've gone back to them where I'll smoke one for my first one of the cigar or first cigar of the day and build up.
That's the only way I ever do it, really.
Try ending your day on a Connecticut, bro. I feel like your palate changes throughout the day. Like I was talking to Dave.
You could heighten your senses more to enjoy that, right?
Well, or it's like you get a different experience, because I was talking to Dave West from Cigar Noise, and he was talking about how it's like kind of maybe like a cast iron skillet, like you never wash it. So like think about your mouth, like you have your mouth, obviously your mouth feels different the more cigars you taste. Like it feels like you got like a layer of something on your tongue almost, but not know. So but I feel like it changes. So like I've been ending my day on an Intemperance EC. But like I'll give you my top 5 Connecticut's you need to try. My number 1 favorite Connecticut is Patina, the Churchill. Intemperance, the Virtue, the short little side I like a lot, and the Torpedo's good. The Aganorsa Connecticut is really, really good.
Anything Aganorsa touches is stupid, insane. Dude, the Guardian of the Farm is probably one of my top. It's my top 10 all time ever cigars.
Have you tried that short little guy?
No. Yes. The single band one.
Yes.
Yes, I have had. I'm a fan of the Petite Lancero or the Petite Lonsdale.
Oh, the Warp collaboration with the Medio Tiempo in it.
Yeah, that's my like honestly probably top 10 favorite cigar of all time. Every time I see them, I'm grabbing like 5 of them.
So yeah, the Patina, Roma, Southern Draw, Aganorsa, the Legal from HR Cigars, La Familia Robena. They make a new one that's Connecticut. The Brulee I like, and then the you know what's for a cheaper one? The Henry Clay Warhawk.
Okay, actually,
And
the Brulee was the last Connecticut I've smoked,
yeah, that's I
and not horrible. Not.
no,
I mean, it's a great cigar. The construction,
it's a
everything's great about it, but it's just
yeah.
it's not my wheelhouse thing. But you know what? For Connecticut, it wasn't horrible, and I smoked it like 7 o'clock at night, and I was just like, like it's not bad. You know, and it's
That's
one of those
more
things.
yeah.
It's they will grow on to me more. Definitely, I know they will. You know what I mean? Like I can see myself on the golf course. 9, 10 in the morning. Boom, Connecticut. That's
Yeah, but
perfect. Or even I want to try it now at the end of the day and see what a
yeah,
Connecticut
try it,
does.
man.
Right? Like I think Friday or Saturday I'll smoke cigars all day, and then my last cigar of the day will be that. I used to be my good buddy Mo Tatlap Mo. I argue with him steady about the order of cigars you should smoke. And he's like, no, trust me. And I'm like, yeah, a good day for you is like 10 to 12 cigars. Like, I'm going to take your word for it over what I know. Right. And I was like, you can't drink an IPA and smoke a cigar. And ever since I had a talk with him, dude, I've been drinking IPAs and smoking cigars, and it's not horrible, but I can enjoy it now at least.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are coming out with like not your father's Connecticut. So there's definitely different classes. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Roma and then the Patina is more of a medium body, where in the Aganorsa and the Southern Draw, where the Brulee is more of that super mild
Yeah.
Connecticut offering.
You have to do that. And I mean, I've said it. I'm like, why do you do, like, why does the company do that? Why does the company do that? But to us, it makes sense why they shouldn't do that. But to them, they do it because anybody can grab their cigar now and smoke it. Right? Anybody could touch their cigar. If you do a Connecticut and it's decent, anybody can now smoke that. Anybody can.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a seasoned smoker.
Yep. And like that Patina Churchill Connecticut, if you give that to somebody blind, they'll think they're smoking a Davidoff White Label.
Damn.
It's that fucking good, man.
Damn. I
I
believe
should send you some.
I have one in this month's Luxury Cigar Club.
Yes.
But you know what?
I don't know if it's the Habano though. It might be the Habano.
I can't get it
Or
until
is
the
it the
borders
Connecticut?
open up.
Until the orders open up?
Until the borders. So I'm locked in my country, man,
Oh,
until the borders open up. I have so much cigar mail sitting at my friend's house.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I can't
Yeah.
touch yeah. I got a bunch of stuff and I can't do shit about it. I can't do anything.
How long are they closing the borders out for, bro?
I could see it at least being another month.
Shit. Hopefully you put them in a humidor.
Everything's got Humasmart in it.
There you go. You're set.
Everything's got Humasmart in it. So I mean I'm good for at least 3-4 months. I mean, knock on wood, I don't want to wait that long. I'm getting anxiety. I'm like thinking now, I'm going to have to spend a weekend in the United States just to get all these cigars home.
Oh yeah.
Like I got to bring like a fucking luggage bag empty just to get all these cigars home.
Now, do they check your shit or no? Or you can bring back a certain amount?
Knock on wood, if you're gone 48 hours, you can bring back 50 or 100 cigars a person. I seriously live, 15 minutes from the border. So like going to the grocery store, sometimes I go over the border to a grocery store. So it's I always declare something. Usually it's just a case of beer that they're
How
like,
much you gotta pay though?
if I declare the beer, it's not worth their fucking ink and their pen to write me up for it. But
I got some cervezas.
it's what they don't know about, right? But you declared something, so you're not hiding.
Bro.
You're not hiding anything. A little.
Bro, so yeah. Customs when I came back from Nicaragua, they were pretty chill. They're like, have you been to Iran, Italy, or China? I'm like, no. All right, you're good. They didn't ask me if I had where I was at, why I was down there, do I have any cigars or alcohol. They let me through. I only brought back a couple hundred cigars. I should have brought back like 1,000. They only bring back like 100.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
So I got asked the same questions last Friday when I went into the liquor store. They had security at the door of the liquor store. Like, where have you been in the past 2 weeks? And I was like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, man. I was in Ellicottville, New York, like at a ski resort. And they're like, all right, you're good. And I'm like, the guy's like 70 years old. And it's like, dude, I could have lied straight up to your face. What is it? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're
You'd
not
be patient zero and they wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's like, no, like I live in the building next door. Meanwhile, it's a Best Buy.
Yeah.
Like why you like? I get take the precautions, but take it serious. And it's like, where have you been in the past 2 weeks? It's like I could easily just lie to you because everybody knows the questions people are asking right now.
Yeah. Have you caught up on any? Well, you haven't really, but you've been going. Me and you've been going to work, so it's not like we're sitting at home doing nothing. But have you watched any TV or binge watched anything? I just watched Watchmen on HBO. That was pretty good.
So, and I'm pissed I haven't started it again. So I'm a big Ozark guy, and I think between Wednesday to Saturday, I'm knocking out the third season.
I haven't watched. I've watched 2 episodes of that. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, really? So the first episode,
Yeah.
not that great. But after that, dude, it gets better and better and better and better. Like I crushed the first 2
I'll
seasons.
check it out. I mean, well, what pissed like, dude? There's certain shit that like okay, Breaking Bad. Like, I started watching it, and then Jesse. They flash back to um when the chemist guy gave money to Jesse to buy an RV, and he just steals an RV instead of, and then they go to a strip club and blow his life savings. I'm like, okay, I'm out. Aaron's an asshole. Aaron Paul, whatever. Jesse, I'm like, he's an asshole. I'm out. You know, like certain. So with Ozark, when that trailer park trash chick steals their money out of the hotel,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm out. I can't. I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. I stopped watching it. I'll have to go back and watch it.
You know what?
I'll watch
I've actually
tomorrow.
been watching, and I've been watching pretty religiously, dude. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
On what? What's that on?
Netflix.
Hulu or something? It's not on Netflix. Oh, maybe Canadian.
Yeah. Shit, I didn't even think about that. I thought we had the same, but you guys got way more. But so
Oh no.
I'm shit season 7 right now of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's a great
And
show.
dude, comedy wise, I watched it growing up as a kid, right? Now watching it, I'm like, holy shit, this thing was way ahead of its time. Like, I'm howling now. When you're a kid, I was like, oh, that's funny. But thinking about it now, where the standards are now for what you can say and what you can't say, like the one butler was like, well, what do you think caused this? And the butler, Jeffrey, was like, well, likely it's inbreeding. And dude, you can't say that on TV nowadays.
No. Like Netflix down in Nicaragua, you can watch uncut gems down there.
We have that here.
For us, it's not on ours yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Have you seen Parasite?
No.
That's like a mind fuck. And then I also watched. It's on HBO. When the Devil Knows You're Dead or something with Philip Seymour Hoffman. Dude, that's one of my favorite actors of all time.
Actually,
I love him in Along Came Polly.
You know what was decent on HBO? Ray Donovan.
It's Showtime, but anyways, I'll just check out
was it Showtime?
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Now, because the Showtime.
Yeah. I started watching The Outsider on HBO, but it's like supernatural kind of horror. I like the actors. Jason Bateman's in the first few episodes, and then they have the guy from the new Star Wars. Or no, I forgot his name, but he's a good actor. But it's like it's too slow, so I ended up going on Wikipedia and seeing how it ended. Like I watched the recap of every episode. But if you guys haven't seen True Detective, season 1 is fucking amazing. It's kind of a letdown at the end, but the build up of True Detective was fucking amazing.
Yeah. You know what?
Skip season 2.
Skip season 2.
Yeah.
All right. It's. I mean, that's a big thing. Like, it's when I watch a series, I dedicate. Like, I throw myself into it. If you don't catch me after the second or third episode, I'm done. Done.
Yeah, it's hard to go back.
And that's a thing, right? So it's yeah. I mean, I don't know. It takes dedication, right? And you want to dedicate towards something that is decent. But
Well, I should be spending my time trying to learn Spanish. That's what I should be fucking doing, but I'm watching Netflix or HBO now, or doing a podcast or playing video games.
dude, I mean, I could teach you some Spanish.
Great, yeah. I want to hear.
Sucia.
Well, I wish I would have paid. What is that?
That's like slutty, dirty.
Yeah, I figured that's what you would.
Mamau.
Mamau? Don't know that one.
Mamau is like a sucker. Lembonazo canazo. That's like a motherfucking freeloader.
Motherfucking freeloader. Yeah, I mean, I can understand a little bit, but I took Spanish like all through high school, but I just fucked around and cheated a lot, so I didn't really learn much.
Well, I mean, dude. So where I am, and they did French, right? Dude, I could probably say more in Spanish than I can in French, and I never took Spanish. Like it's one of those things when you're younger, you're like, I'm never gonna. What the fuck am I gonna use as a second language? And now you're sitting there now, and it's like, God damn it!
Kick him off.
It's
man.
You know, all the math they taught you growing up, like when you hit high school, I'm like, I'm never gonna use this fucking math, and I still have never used the math that they taught me there.
I love when they're like, oh, can we use our calculators? Well, you won't have a calculator when you're, it's fucking, I have a calculator on me 24/7.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a calculator in real life. Actually, the whole job is based off a calculator, so I don't know why you're telling me that. That's how you figure out anything is with a calculator.
My fucking life's on in my pocket.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All my high school teachers suck it. I now make more money than you.
Suck it, yeah.
And I have a calculator.
And I have a calculator.
And I only use it. I only use the calculator for addition and subtraction.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I joked around too much and skipped too much school.
Yeah, school was tough. I only cared about a few certain classes, and you know, if it didn't interest me,
Gym.
What's that?
Gym.
No, honestly,
I took a bunch of
I wasn't a big gym guy. Like I enjoyed it. Like certain things I'd go to gym for, but I was big into English and history and photo, like photography class.
I never took photo. I took accounting instead of like photo and art and shop class because the teacher was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He joked around all day. But I never learned anything in accounting. And it was like I took accounting 1, accounting 2, and I still can't balance that, but I still got like B's in it because I just cheated all the time.
So when they do this whole accounting course, they're like, one day you're going to be able to do your own taxes. And I thought of it like, I hope to be doing well enough for myself that I could pay somebody to do my taxes. Like, is that not you're either going to, the only way accounting class is good is you're going to be an accountant or you're going to do your own taxes. If you're going to do your own taxes, there's probably not that much that you need to do your own taxes for.
Yeah.
Like, would you rather not have a job where you're like, I could pay somebody to do my taxes? I could comfortably pay somebody to do my tax. It's like $50 to $100 for somebody to do your taxes. It's not a big deal.
Oh, like somebody at work was like, oh, you know, the 2 biggest mistakes in your life is buying a house and getting married. I'm like, he's like, well, what's wrong about buying a house? My rent's $900. My mortgage is going to be $1,075. I'm going to fucking own it one day. He's like, well, when shit breaks, I'm like, and then you got to fix it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pay somebody to fucking fix it. I that's the thing about working at a shop. You know a shitload of people. I know an electrician. Yeah. I know a plumbing guy, a tile guy. You know, it's like, if it breaks, you fucking fix it. I don't see what the fuck.
You know what it was with him, right? Marriage and buying a house. Yeah, when this guy gets divorced, his wife's going to take his house too.
Yeah, and he's also been married I think 3 or 4 times. So.
Yeah, so he's good at it.
Like, yeah.
I mean, at that point, you just stop saying I do, and you just say I don't. Like,
yeah.
I talk about this with my buddies. You know, a bunch of my buddies aren't married. A bunch of my buddies are married. My thing is like if I ever get divorced, knock on wood, I'm never getting married again.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of was thinking about this. So, um, at at my job, there's probably like 100 people who do my job at the airport for the airline I work at, and I would say 75% of the people there don't have kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like I think like the airline just attracts, well, not only weird people, but people who are just like they want to travel, they want to do stuff, they want to experience stuff. So I don't know. I don't plan on having any kids. Maybe someday, but it's like I don't have time for that.
That actually came up at work today. My this guy that he works for me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna spend time with your kids when you're off now." And I'm like, "Kids?" I'm like, "Pfft." I'm like, "My wife's the secretary for the school board of our whole region where we are." I go, "We don't have no kids, dude." He's like, "Seriously?" And I'm like, "No, man. I do. It's just I go whatever me and my wife want to do, we just do."
Yeah,
And I
that's
go,
that's the thing is find somebody who you want to do shit with. Like people annoy the fuck out of me, so I like traveling. Well, when I go to Nicaragua, I usually go with Mo from Patina, but this last time I went by myself. I'm perfectly fine doing my own thing. I went to Honduras by myself. Like, that was weird because the guy was supposed to meet me at a certain time, and he never like. So I'm walking around the airport, not knowing fucking Spanish, not knowing where I'm going. My first time in Central America, and they kept taking these guys at the airport kept taking me to the Camacho bus. I'm like, I'm not doing the Camacho tour. I'm doing the Aladino JRE. But they kept taking me, and then people on the bus they spoke English because they're from America, and they're like, dude, you're not on this bus. I'm like, I fucking know. I'm telling these guys, but they keep bringing me here. It's like, and they're like, oh, 20. They're like $20. I'm like, $20? You took me to the wrong spot. I'll give you $5.
"I'll give you $10 to fuck off."
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like what? I'm like, $20? You keep taking me to the wrong fucking bus. And then, hey, guys in the bus, I know what shop you work at. First of all, you had all over your shirt, and they were like a well-known shop. I'm like, you're fucking assholes, guys. Um, it's like they were mad at me that they took me to their shuttle bus twice. I'm like, guys, calm down. Believe me, I don't want to go on this tour. I'd rather go on the JRE tour. I want to go with the guys who started Camacho, not the guys who bought Camacho.
So
Fucking guys.
this is the third time now Camacho has been mentioned, and I mean, I feel like we've smoked cigars almost the same time. We have to talk about it. You actually dropped the cigar name first off to start it, the Triple Black Maduro.
Yeah.
How good was that cigar back in the day with the OG band?
I don't know if I've had the OG one. I think I only had it when Davidoff owned it. Because
Oh,
I'm 31. I started smoking seriously when I was 22, 23. But so I
no,
think
you
it
you
might have been sold by then.
you've probably smoked one. I can get, dude. It's the
Yeah,
band was just
probably.
gorgeous. It was. Dude, I used to have them at a cigar shop in Canada, right? 5 minutes from my house. I was paying $10 Canadian for them. I didn't know
Oh wow.
didn't know what it was. Just murked through them. Smoked these things like crazy. I go to the cigar shop the next day, and the band's completely different. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, oh yeah, we got rid of all those old ones. These are the new ones. Smoked one of the new ones, and I'm like, I'm like, this thing is fucking horrible, horrible. Like, how do you go from this to that and call it the same thing? I get you change the band so it looks different, but don't call it the same thing because it's nowhere near close to what it was.
Like the new stuff that was blended by the Davidoff guys, the Ecuador was good. That one was a good one. The
Was
blue
that like
band.
the teal?
Yeah, the teal. That's really good. I haven't had one in years. I would almost grab one today. But here's the thing too is like so Nate, we both know Nate Williams. He works for Foundation.
Oh, Nate
He's
Dogg.
20. Yeah, he's 25, but he's been smoking since he was like 17, 18.
Dude,
So
he was a Saints and Sinners when he was 18.
I know. So I became a Saint Sinner when I was 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been smoking a long time, but I never did like the forums
Yeah.
or the social media stuff. So I was just smoking what was at my shop, and that was every new like 80 facings of Rocky, 150 facings, a general, once in a while they would get like they had a little bit of Tatawahe, so like I missed out on the Old Man in the Sea,
Yeah.
but I missed out on all that old stuff that was super good, and it's like you're just a product of the shop. And then the cool thing is like what sucked is the shop I work at now was like 20 minutes farther away, and they had all the boutique stuff. Like they give every new brand a shot here. They'll order you once, and then if it does well, they'll keep. But I'm like, if I just would have lived a little more towards Madison, I could have been at this shop. I would have been smoking. Like they've had every Monster, all that. They had all the boutique stuff, and
But you
and
know
I
what
missed
though?
out on all that.
Dude, so back in the day, like I'm talking 9 years ago, 10 years ago, dude, I used to love Alec Bradley. I used to love CAO. Like love them, obsessed with them, right?
Yeah,
Even Rocky Patel I dabbled with a little bit and thought it was great, right?
yeah,
It's just what you get. There's people now that start smoking and all they know is a lot of the good stuff, right?
yeah,
They don't know that it's good. They just think that it's good. They've never, you got to, and that's one of the big things, right? That's when you smoke your way up, right?
yeah.
Dude, you
Like
smoke so much that you think an Alec Bradley is great. Some of them are great, but you know what? Dude, I used to smoke all of them and thought they were the best fucking cigars in the world. And then you slowly adapt, you slowly grow, you slowly adapt, you slowly grow. Your palate changes. And then now looking at it, dude, I smoked a Rocky Patel a year and a half ago on an episode.
mhm.
Dude, the first light up off it fucking had me coughing.
Bro, and I think they changed. They changed too because like
Yeah.
maybe I changed, but back in the day, that 1990 vintage with the maroon, that was a
Ooh,
really good fucking
dude.
cigar.
So you know what? I shit a lot on Rocky Patel. Uh,
Mhm.
was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? They got the white band with the red or orange on it. It was a Connecticut broadleaf. It got I think it was like top 3 rating in Cigar Aficionado.
Sun Grown Maduro.
Yeah, dude, I smoked that thing. It was fucking good. And I smoked it, and I was like, shit. Like I went out and I smoked another one of it. Like 3 days later, smoked the same one, and I'm like, why aren't all their? If you're gonna have 100 SKUs, they all have to be this good or very
All right, I'm gonna
comparable.
put you on the spot here. So, um, like okay, I listen to Cigar Coop a lot, and they did a Mount Rushmore of top 4 Rocky Patels, and then I
Yeah,
see that Barstool Sports does the Mount Flushmore, like the worst 4 releases of a brand. So like um uh like so with Rocky they picked like the top 4 like meaningful brands. Like I want to do a segment where we pick the worst 4 releases of a brand. I mean that's gonna take a little bit of it's gonna be hard to put you on the spot for that. Like if we did Rocky Patel,
so I'll
like the
I'll do
worst
my
4.
I'll do my best for of Rocky Patel.
Okay.
Uh the Sun Grown Maduro, the Connecticut broadleaf. That's number one. Honestly, that cigar is fucking good, and I will stand by that to date. The vintage, the decade, 1990. The fuck. Now you got me thinking. I'm looking at the wall. I'm looking at the wall now. That teal double band one.
Oh yeah,
That one, and then
the Miami edition. Is it Miami or something?
I can't even
Teal
remember.
one.
I remember I smoked a bunch of the Lanceros and they were actually pretty good. And I'm not a Lancero guy.
Not the Super Lajero, right?
Yes, the Super Lajero.
That's good. I have a couple Lanceros floating around my humidor.
I like that cigar, and then now I got to pick a fourth one. Uh,
I like the. Oh yeah,
you know
I'll
what?
let you go too.
Any of the Cameroon stuff is actually not bad.
I agree. I agree.
I guess at one point Rocky knew what he was doing with the Cameroon, or whoever blended his cigars knew. So
I wonder if it was actual African Cameroon or something grown in Honduras or Ecuador. There's
honestly,
a lot of.
I I, I want to lay it on the line, and I want to say maybe some of the OG stuff was possibly African. Dude, it was good. Like it was good.
So yeah, my top 4: Super Lajero, the 1990 vintage, the Edge Habano, the blue one, and then the Royale. Royale was good.
You know what? Yeah, the Royale. That was like the maroon color.
It was like a copper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what,
Bronze.
dude? We're losing cred right now as we're just like, you know what, We basically just named like seven out of 100 Rocky Patel cigars. People are gonna be like, let's start buying Rocky Patel now. Let's start buying Rocky Patel.
All right, now I'm gonna do my Mount Flushmore Rocky Patel. The
Oh
top four
fuck!
worst ones.
Every other one I never mentioned.
The rest of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
the other 96 of them.
Catch 22. The
Oh,
Rocky Patel Cargo. Rocky Patel Cargo. That's like $1.50 cigar. The Hamlet Pereira one, the first one.
you know what? Everything else, anything Nish Patel touched.
Patel Bros.
Like, dude, just ride the wave. You don't need your own thing. Just ride the wave. That's all. Just ride the wave on this. Like, dude, you got a pretty sweet gig. You don't need to put your name on something that's horrible.
I thought the Zen was good for Connecticut, but I haven't had one in 6 years, so I don't know what they taste like now. Or the Thunder.
You know what, Tyler? Me and you, we got to go on a little Rocky Patel week. No, sorry. We got to go on a Rocky Patel short week.
We gotta post on if y'all know how much Rocky you have in your, but I can go in the humidor. But we gotta post.
I'm gonna have to go to the cigar shop in Canada and I'll overpay for it. But you know what, dude? I will do it for this.
Post 4 Rockies on there. We'll both post them at the same time and say smoking our new favorite brand, Rocky.
No, we got to do one puff. Everybody knows the rule. Cigar review. So you have the review video of the one puff, and then below it we document the whole cigar.
You got to do a video and send it to me. Keep it under a minute or whatever you want to do. Send it to me. I'll post it on my Instagram.
Shit. So see, now I'm at a point, right? Do I want to do something I really like, or do I want to do something I don't like?
Do something you like, because I don't want to catch any. I got to deal with the reps and shit. So.
But that's not you, though. Well, I mean, it'll be both of us, essentially.
Yeah.
All right. You know, tomorrow, I'm going to dig, and I'm going to find something, and, yeah, I got you. Yo, I can post it on mine, and then you repost it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The one puff review? Yeah, for sure. Or, what I do is I do a video on my phone first, and then I upload it from my camera roll to my Instagram. So if you do it that way, you can save it and then text it to me. Or text. I'll give you my cell phone, and you can text it to me.
Yeah. After the show, shoot me your number, and then I'll send it to you. Or you got WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the quality is way better through WhatsApp.
Okay, we can do that.
So yeah. Yo, just hooked up with Tyler. We're gonna exchange numbers. Booyakasha. That's it. All right. We got to get into the last segment of the show, which is...
I got to pee really bad.
What plugs JP's Vitola and what plugs Tyler's Vitola? What plugs Tyler's Vitola? What is it? All right. So, it's sort of... Well, shit. My bad. I'm skipping steps here. All right. What plugs JP's Vitola is brought to you by Nickel City Cigars. Look at that little buffalo on a nickel there. That's what we're talking about. Nickel City Cigars, veteran owned, local, and it's a small business. Support them. Use promo code REBAR on majority of the stuff that Tommy has there. Tommy's a great guy. You got to remember, Nickel City Cigars, when you're shopping for your Tatuaje, your Romacraft, your Crown Heads, your now Room 101, but most importantly, your United Cigars. When you're thinking of United Cigars, use Nickel City Cigars. That's it. Tommy gave me a legacy member card, right? Sweet little metal card here. I got it in the cellophane. The Gretzky number. Tyler, are you pissing?
Yep.
Dude, we can hear it clear as day. That's awesome. You got quite the flow.
No, I'm shaking it. All right, here we go.
Well, I can't hear that. All right. So what plugs my Vitola? We're gonna wait for Tyler to get back. We're gonna wait for Tyler shake it 3 times to get back, and we'll get into what plugs my Vitola.
You shake it more than 3 times, you're playing with it.
Exactly. We're still waiting for you. We got Tyler's voice, but not Tyler. Washing his hands now. That's an important thing. Just wash your hands. All right. Oh, all right. Tyler is back. All right, Tyler. So it's time for what plugs my Vitola, what plugs your Vitola. Let me start with mine first. It's been brought to my attention, but not brought to my attention because I can't name drop. But people are trying to create these things, and it's a spin-off of other people's things on Instagram. And it's so important nowadays to be creative, right? So that's what plugs my Vitola is when people try to basically take a swing off somebody else's idea, right? I have my show, Tyler has his show, right? They're nothing alike.
No.
So there's people out there, and I mean, I'm trying to beat around the bush on it, but okay, bush, that's a hint, maybe. Maybe it's bush, maybe it's shaved. We don't know.
Oh, God.
So there's just people that are trying to take a spin off somebody else's shit and then capitalize on it. And then they're pissed when they get called out on it. Like, if you're going
Let's hear it. Who are you talking about?
Fuck. All right, fuck it. So, you know Cigar Madame?
No.
So she's a sister of the leaf, quote unquote. She released this bikini line that she's trying to sell, her own bikinis, when she smokes cigars in them, right? These bikinis are all off Amazon.
Oh. All right.
You know where I'm leading to with that, right?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. But that's just, do your own thing. Don't try to bite somebody else's shit, right? That person worked hard to get where they have. Not to have somebody steal it and then you outsource to a friggin' third world country when you're talking about supporting America. And now you're all of a sudden you're trying to sell what you're trying to sell that's from a third world country, and then you're upmarking it for more money than what you could buy it on Amazon for. Don't do that. Like, nobody's out there trying to bootleg the Rebar swag. I mean, if they are, good on them if they're making sales. And I hope
Hey,
they. What's that?
I copied your tracksuit now.
Dude, you do your own thing though. Dude, you rock a mean champion tracksuit. Yo,
Yeah, there you go.
So nobody's copying dude. You're not copying anything you do. If you wear a tracksuit, dude, you're not copying me.
Once in a while.
No, but you're not copying me. You've just found a comfortable lifestyle.
Bro, yeah, but so I had to get one when you came on our show. And then I'm like, dude, this is fucking comfortable, bro. And
right?
Like, this is odd. So I have like 4 of them now.
Dude, they're it's something you could like. I'll go like, well, not now. A month ago, I'd go out for dinner with my wife. She's like, "You're wearing that," and I'm like, this is like a $500 get up right now. I'm wearing a $500
Get up.
I'm wearing a $500 suit to a restaurant right now. There's people in here wearing $15 jeans with a $20 sweatshirt. How am I out of place? Am I too dressed up? Yeah, I got the shoes to match. I got matching Adidas socks. Look, 3 stripes up there.
Oh.
Like, dude, and she's like, you're sort of right, and it's just like it's a suit. It's a suit.
That's awesome.
I match. Big deal. Dude, I'm built for speed and pleasure.
There you go.
Unfortunately, the pleasure comes with the speed, so I'm in it for myself.
What plugs my Vitola is when you're doing a podcast with someone and they get up and they take a leak and leave the mic on.
No, you know what though? I'm notorious for walking out in the middle of I did that on your podcast.
Yep.
And I started yelling at you guys by the door about something. I'm like, I just gotta take a leak real quick. It's whether it's myself or Evan or a guest, it happens.
Or when Dom gets super drunk on a podcast and then deletes it because it's so bad. Like, we did like a 3-hour episode with you and Rudy, and he got super annihilated and kept threatening to punch me in the face. And then he kept talking about Pirate Month every 5 minutes.
If it wasn't punching in the face, it was Pirate Month.
Yeah, and then we went on. Me, you, and Rudy went on like a 20-minute thing making fun of him
Mr.
about being a Mr. Dom.
We got to do it. We're nearing the end of the episode. We got to do it, right? What makes Mr. Dom awkward? Like what? Like what sort of sets him back? What shakes him up a little bit? What rattles his bones? Oh, that was a pirate reference.
Rattle his bones. Yeah.
That was a pirate.
Talking about cigars.
Talking about cigars. That rattles his bones. Alcohol abuse.
Relationship with students.
Relationship. Carrots.
Pirates.
Phallic vegetables.
Convertibles.
Definitely. Mustangs.
Girlfriend.
Quote unquote. Housemate. Quote unquote.
Receding hairline.
Honestly, any sort of time, I guess I swore. It takes him back, I guess. Swearing. Profanity.
Slurs. I don't even know what that means.
Racial slurs.
Yeah, well, that's
I mean, I threw a bunch of racial slurs out there. I mean, it's not even a racial slur. It's the people that you think would be offended by it find it funny.
No comment.
No comment. Tyler laughing.
Good old Dom. We should have had him on, but hey, he was on by himself once, so we have to.
Everybody's got to get their shot, and dude, you guys are definitely, you guys are definitely going to be back on the show. I mean, it's got to happen.
Yeah, we got you coming on next week. You got homework to do. Remember, 2018. That's all I'm giving you. You guys are getting a little hint here.
Yo, it's the 2018 CA list.
Yeah, say no more.
We got to exchange numbers after this, and you got to remind me. Or
yes.
I'm gonna text it to you, so it's in the conversation bubble of what I have to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the One Only Rebar. We are brought to you by Mr. One Puff. Everybody knows the rule. One Puff Cigar Reviews, aka the Retrohale, aka Tyler Jeffrey. Ladies and gentlemen, if we have learned, I don't know why I keep doing this like a power move.
That's Dom trying to punch me.
This is Dom punching his laptop because he's drunk.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we have learned one thing at this time we are in, you got to support small businesses, support local if you can, but no matter what, support small businesses. Hey, wash your fucking hands, you filthy animals. Look at that.
20 seconds.